a record-breaking stingray, a 2-ton fish, and the legendary Atlantic tuna that still holds the title of the largest ever caught. These are just a few of the jaw-dropping catches you'll see in this video. From monster fish to unbelievable fishing moments, we're diving into the biggest catches in the world. Stick around, you don't want to miss this. Let's get started. Swordfish. After watching people catch swordfish in this video, I wondered, how did other fishermen manage to do something like this by themselves? How'd they catch the giant tuna or any other fish without the help of 4 hands of 2 friends? When you're fishing in company, everything looks smooth and easy, but remove even one person from the team, and the process immediately drags on many times, if not fails altogether. By the way, here's an interesting fact about this sea creature. This very sword, after which the fish was named, is not used to pierce prey. Despite its sharpness and length, the swordfish strikes flat, creating a powerful wave that can stun, or at least disorient a person. Atlantic tuna. The year 1979 will forever go down in fishing history because of at least one event that happened to Ken Fraser, a Canadian fisherman. The man couldn't have imagined that one lucky day he would catch the largest tuna in history at the time, and still is, weighing 1,496 pounds. It's worth noting that the fisherman only caught the tuna for 45 minutes, which is not a long time by the standards of fishing when it comes to the giants of the underwater world. Since that fishing trip in 1979, no fisherman has been able to break the record for the Atlantic tuna. Ocean sunfish. It's hard to believe fish can be this big. I thought to myself, when I saw this big one right after that giant Atlantic tuna. Off the coast of Spain, an ocean sunfish was entangled in a fisherman's net that was over 10 feet long and over 10 feet wide. It was a clear record in that region, but it was 440 pounds, or even less, for the world record at that moment. The record, by the way, was 4,927 pounds at the time. That sunfish was caught off the coast of Sydney, and the modern record is held by the ocean sunfish, which was caught off the coast of the Azores in October 2022. They caught the body of the dead fish, weighing 6,049 pounds. In general, I think that catching a sunfish, if it's then released back into the water, is an interesting activity. The creature has enormous size, and at the same time doesn't wish to harm people at all. Even when fishermen accidentally bump their boats into these big guys, there's never any retaliatory aggression. Giant stingray. Something tells me that everyone associates stingrays with something not the biggest. They're fish of an unusual shape, which everyone's afraid of, bypassed, but at the same time, they're strongly interested in. As it turns out, the interest in stingrays has its reasons. One amateur fisherman recently caught the largest ever recorded representative of the species. What's more, the stingray was the largest freshwater fish ever caught. This happened in Cambodia near one of the banks of the Mekong River. A local fisherman caught a stingray with a body length of about 13 feet, weighing about 660 pounds. After ichthyologists measured the stingray and tagged it with a transmitter, it was released, and that the fisherman received compensation for not killing the fish or selling it, but reporting his find to scientists. It's actually quite curious to hear about such an abnormal way of stingrays, because usually the bones of a creature can weigh quite a lot. Well, a stingray doesn't have them at all. The entire body is a combination of flexible cartilage. Even the jaws are made up of them. However, you have to give nature credit. It's tried and made the stingray's mouth white strong, capable of biting through the calcium shell of shellfish. Also, stingrays can hunt in the dark, so in theory, one can never hide from them anywhere. Their ability to pick up electrical signals from other creatures helps them do this. White sturgeon. The next fish to be caught was something of a local legend. Fishermen and residents near the river often talked about the huge sturgeon that lives in this water, but no one could prove its existence until Jeremy Wade, one of the world's top catchers of river monsters, arrived there. He managed to catch the largest freshwater fish in North America. Although it was not a record-breaking large fish, it was certainly one of the experienced fishermen's personal accomplishments. The sturgeon was about 6.5 feet long and weighed over 330 pounds. Gray hammerhead. This fish, which was caught only by a group of fishermen, clearly could not have been caught by just one amateur fisherman. Experienced fishermen managed to catch a hammerhead shark that was 15 feet long and weighed over 880 pounds. While you're looking at this big creature, let me tell you a couple of curious facts about this shark. It has small scales that are arranged differently than the others. They are all diamond-shaped and have some kind of notching around the edges. For the hammerhead themselves, this is nothing more than a way of protection and increased maneuverability, but there are those which may need the armor for other purposes. For example, other fish regularly swim up to hammerhead sharks to rub against their armor. But it's not only the scales of this creature that attracts people's interest. Of course, the main role in the life of the shark is played by its hammer. On the lower part of the snout, there are sensors that detect the slightest vibrations of water. Due to the width of the hammer, the bigger areas are covered. All this gives the shark a larger search area for electrical impulses. Halibut. The 6.5-foot-long halibut, weighing about 154 pounds. Do such fish even exist? Turned out they do. This amazing fish with an asymmetrical head, a round mouth shifted to the right, and a long and flat rhombus-shaped body rather quickly took the bait a lone fisherman. He fought with it for quite a while, but eventually got it up to his boat. This fish has a tough life as a predator with sharp teeth and a working method of hunting, and if it's also endowed with such size, then it'll turn out to be quite a worthy opponent for small sharks and other creatures. Catfish. Catfish is a fairly well-known fish that surprises very few people. Its average size is about 3.2 feet in length and 22 to 33 pounds in weight. A fisherman from the Netherlands thought so too. But suddenly, in one of the local parks, he caught a monster like this. The underwater inhabitant was about 8.5 feet long and weighed more than 275 pounds. As you can see from the video, the park was not particularly popular at that time, not even among fishermen. But as soon as the man caught this anomalous catfish, the popularity of the place suddenly increased greatly. Don't worry about the fate of the fish, it was released back into the water. Moreover, the authorities have banned fishing. Big Mama. That's how the catfish was nicknamed by the locals. Scientists say that in the near future, this catfish could become even bigger. Although I wonder how it can grow even more. California Sheephead. Such a strange name is given to this no less strange fish with large, protruding teeth. Here's an interesting fact. Each representative of this species begins life as a female and then transforms into a male. The California Sheephead is not difficult to recognize by its distinctive black and red coloration. It's also one of the largest and toothiest fish in the kelp. They live in small groups along the rocky coast of California. In the daytime, they get food, and at night they're covered with mucus and hide under stones from the eyes of predators. Usually, their size isn't too big. But here, fishermen caught an anomalous California sheephead, which was nearly 3.5 feet long. Scary to imagine how many squids, sea urchins, and other such creatures it had to eat to grow to such a size. The Greenland Shark. The Greenland shark is one of the largest sharks in the world. It can reach almost 21 feet in length and weigh about a ton. Equally phenomenal is the age to which these giants live. Some Greenland sharks celebrate the 400th anniversary and even the 500th anniversary. It's logical that over such a long life, this predatory fish can get to just enormous size. Despite the fact that the Greenland shark is one of the main long livers on our planet, people couldn't study it well enough until now. Even when Jeremy Wade had to dive into the water to measure the big creature they caught, he jumped out of his skin because no one knew about the potential danger the fish could pose to humans. The Avatar fish. The Avatar fish, when the next fish was caught by this man, almost every viewer thought it was a fake or in editing. After all, such cute and at the same time colorful creatures simply don't exist. In fact, this is not true, and the Avatar fish is more than real. The creature he caught belongs to the species Thalassoma cupido. This species is often found in the water near Japan and China, but the fish never grow larger than a palm. The fish caught was quite large, which is unusual for this species. The Avatar fish acquires this coloration because it feeds not only on algae, but also on dead coral plants. This makes the fish far from the most palatable, which of course plays only to its advantage. The only obvious disadvantage of such coloring is camouflage. It's unlikely that the fish would hide properly in the ocean with such a bright color of scales. Although, who knows, if the fish still exist, it means that somehow they've learned to solve the problem of survival. That's all, guys. Are you fishing? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.